Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and in celebration of the Academy Awards slash the Oscars, and, a part of Oscar-winning movie week, I'm coming to you guys reviewing a couple of Oscar-winning animated short films on the weekends. So, for today, I am reviewing the first Oscar-winning animated short film that I'm reviewing, that is, from 1998. And the fact that this is the only Oscar that the now extinct slash defunct Blue Sky Animation Studios has ever won. It's hard to believe, let that sink in. That, of course, being, again, from 1998, Bunny. Yes, Bunny. Oh boy, where do I begin? Because, well, first off, I'll first talk about my first experience and knowing about this short film. Bunny, when I first discovered it, and I think for a lot of us, having the 2-disc Ice Age DVD, and on disc 2, not only did it feature the first short film with Scrat, but it also featured, of course, Bunny, and Chris Wedge, the director of Bunny, giving this introduction, talking about Bunny and what it's like and so on, even doing a commentary on it. And I think, what Chris Wedge had to say about Bunny with that introduction was pretty well said, because looking at the point of view of Bunny, because, when someone dies and, descending to heaven and so on, what he said, I think, was pretty well said and established, looking at it from the point of view of Bunny. So again, I first discovered it and watched it on disc 2 of the Ice Age DVD, and I thought it was pretty good, of course. How can you not enjoy an animated short film like Bunny? It's so heartwarming and emotional with what's going on, I tell ya. And like I said, this being the only, Blue Sky animation material to win an Oscar. Later on, Blue Sky Animation Studios' first ever film, Ice Age, it was nominated for an Oscar. Yeah, so again, let that sink in. Bunny being the only one to win an Oscar. Okay, so as always, read the description / the story. Why not? An elderly widowed rabbit grieving her husband's death is encountered by a moth who invites her into the afterlife. Yeah, so that's a short description / story on, this short film. But yeah, the short itself, again, because as I read, an elderly widowed rabbit living by herself, and we see in her house, she's making a cake. I assume probably it's a rabbit carrot cake, I want to say. I mean, rabbits eat carrots, so, including carrots to cakes. So again, she's making a cake, and we see a moth who's attracted to a light, a light bulb, because, of the brightness, and, well, that's the thing with moths, they're attracted to light. So the moth is bothering the widowed elderly rabbit, even, she at one point gets the moth out of the house, even when, the moth was flying around and kind of causing a portrait of her and her late husband's, wedding photo to tilt. And, she didn't like that. And again, she, shooed it out of the house, even, the moth was attracted to another light outside of the porch. She turned it off by, pulling down the chain. And, there's a moment where she fixes the portrait, but then she takes it off the wall and looks at it and how much she misses her late husband. And she continues to bake the cake, even using a carrot and scrubbing it. You know, that kind of equipment that you use in the kitchen, baking something. And the music in this, pretty good, especially like being kind of intenseful, especially with the moth, because the moth at one point just breaking back into the house, and like the widowed rabbit, elderly rabbit, feels a bit intimidated by the moth, you know, but startled, and you know she's trying to swat at the moth with, you know, the baking spoon, and she successfully hits the moth. And it causes the moth to fall right into the cake, you know, while it's still being baked. And you see, like, a look on the elderly rabbit's face, you know, she's just, like, losing it. And, like, she loses it just, like, she continues to bake the cake with the moth in it. And thus, you know, putting the cake in the oven, setting the timer, and just sitting down at the table. And yeah, that crotch that she uses, it actually has plungers to it, you know, if you get what I'm saying. Even like popping so you can hear it. And she slowly but surely starts to doze off / fall asleep, and then we see that something's up with the oven, like it's shaking and rattling, and of course, the elderly rabbit wakes up from this, and she's frightened by it, even grabbing a broom, because, like, what's going to come out of that oven? And what happens next is, well, the oven opens, and basically, it's a gateway to, you know, the afterlife. The moth shows up, and, you know, having the elderly rabbit, you know, come into the afterlife. The moth is now an angel, and, you know, and as Chris Wedge best described, an angel comes to get the elderly rabbit. And thus she goes into the oven, and thus she's in the afterlife, and now she has angel wings of her own. And yeah, I think, yeah, Chris Wedge also said this with, you know, her dozing off / falling asleep, well, because basically that was her, you know, dying, so, you know, she passed away, and what happens next? Well, going into the oven, and so on, and seeing all these other moths who are now angels, and the very last shot that we see is the wedding photo of the elderly rabbit and her late husband, and yeah, they're back together, and they have their own angel wings, like, you know, you see, like, you know, wings flying, and, like, they land on her and her late husband, and that was a sweet way to end the short film right there. And a pretty good touching song that plays during the credits, Bend Down the Branches, sung by Tom Waits. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good song number, and it fits very well in this movie. Although, yeah, it wasn't written for this short film. You know, they just, you know, inserted it in the end credits of Bunny. And, you know, certain songs, it depends, like, you know, which song is perfect to go with this and that, you know what I mean? Okay, and coming back to the Oscars, because, yeah, again, this being the only Blue Sky animation material to win an Oscar, and I have seen this because it is on YouTube, a lot of clips / footage of, you know, films that won Oscars, and in this case, Bunny, because it won the award for Best Animated Short Film, and those that were presenting the Best Animated Short Film nomination, well, that being the cast from A Bug's Life. Yeah, Flick and Heimlich were the presenters, and they also, along with them, were a couple of the circus bugs, Dim, Francis, and Tuck and Roll. They were helping out with the envelope, yeah. And yeah, it was pretty funny, and them opening it, and, you know, how heavy it is, because, you know, they're short, and, you know, and because it's big to them, and Heimlich announcing the winner, And it was pretty funny because when Chris Wedge stepped on stage, and he looked down and tried not to step on the Bugs Life characters. He even thanked Flick. That was very nice of Chris. And I'd like to mention this some more because there were times when the animated short film nomination/category came up. They sometimes had animated characters presenting it. Like, one time they had Belle and Beast, they had the Toy Story characters, they had Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, and they even had the Muppets present that. Scooter and Kermit, yeah. One time the Muppets presented the Best Animated Short Film nomination category and so on. But yeah, Bunny winning that Oscar was well-deserved. In fact, I believe Bunny was the third computer animated short film to win for Best Animated Short Film. I think so, because the first two being from Pixar, that being Tin Toy and Jerry's Game. Yeah. But overall, Bunny, what a fantastic short film, and this was, technically like the start for Blue Sky to do something, fully animated, until a couple of years later, they would finally do an animated feature film, which that being Ice Age. And like I said, Ice Age, it was nominated for Best Animated Feature, but, of course it didn't win. And I'm not sure, because I want to say this kind of counts. I mean, Blue Sky was working on this one animated feature film before they shut down, and that being Nimona. And Nimona being nominated for Best Animated Feature, I want to say it kind of counts. Like, Nimona being the second Blue Sky animated feature film to be nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. Again, they were the ones that started this animated film, and after they sadly got shut down, another animation studio stepped in and finished the rest of Nimona, because I think, Blue Sky was this close to finishing it, but, like, the lighting and shading didn't happen yet, and again, because another animation studio stepping in, and they did the rest, and yeah. So I guess technically, Nimona kind of counts, so, but, But with all that being said, for Bunny being the only piece of Blue Sky animation material to win an Oscar, that is something, and as of now, rest in peace, Blue Sky Animation Studios. Again, let that sink in, for, Bunny being the only winner of Blue Sky Animation Studios, for sure. But yeah, overall, because Bunny, it's a fantastic short film, very heartwarming, emotional, and that's all I can really say. And I'm giving Bunny, well, what the heck, 10 out of 10 stars. Yes, 10 out of 10 stars for Blue Sky's Bunny. And what about you guys? What did you think of Blue Sky Animation Studios' short film Bunny? Did you too first see this on disc 2 of the Ice Age DVD? Did you cry watching the short film? All that I've had to say, and what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Blue Sky Animation's short film, Bunny. More review videos are on the way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And be on the lookout for the next Oscar-winning animated short film that I'll be reviewing. And of course, with, Oscar-winning movie week on the way. Take care, and peace out.